before we get into it, friendly reminder, the list that I'm about to create, this is my personal favorite games of 2025. I'm not ranking them 1 to 10. We're just going to do a tier list. If I like something more than you do, that doesn't mean it's the greatest game ever. And if you like something more, and vice versa, it's just opinions. It's not that deep. Chill out. I'm not saying my opinion is the definitive opinion on the goddamn internet in the world. So calm down. We talking about video games. We doing S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, self-explanatory. But I decided to get a little saucy this year. I added some new tiers. We also have the I wanted to play it, but I lacked time tier. I put that there for games that I think probably are good, but I just didn't have time to get to them. So I wanted to be, show them a little love. We've got the I wasn't interested tier, which I put in parentheses. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. It means it wasn't for me because I have an extensive vocabulary. Yeah, pretty much is the backlog tier. We also have a tier called I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2 because I'm poor, which every Switch 2 game will go into. And then last but not least, we have the fuck this game tier. Self-explanatory. Yo, shout out to Free Flea, Terox, Mr. Flaky, everybody subbing it up. Hey, the Twitch chat going crazy with the subs, you two. Don't let them upshow you. So let's get into it. I think, I mean, you guys, I'm sure you'll correct me because, well, actually, you forgot about this. If I did forget about anything at any point, let me know because we can always add it. It's sad that you have to put that for people who get offended. Unfortunately, I mean, we talked about it on the previous podcast. Unfortunately, we've gotten to a point where a lot of people tie their self-esteem to these video games. So when you say you don't like a game as much as the next person, they take it as some type of like personal attack. So it's like, I got to remind everybody, yo, we just talking about games and shit like that. I think I got most of the games that the ones that mattered that came out in 2026 or 2025. So we just gonna go down the list and we're gonna talk about it. Shout out to Shadow with the sub and shout out to Jiggle Them Balls with the bits. All right, so the first thing we got is Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm gonna be honest, this game, a lot of people wanted it to be trash due to the DEI Samurai, the Black Samurai, but this game was not as bad as the haters were saying, but it also wasn't particularly great either. I would put this in a category of it was a disappointment, especially as an Assassin's Creed fan. The game is just, I'll say this about Assassin's Creed. When it's good, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I really like the parkour. Even some of Yasuke's moves are fun. The lighting is really good, especially the snow areas and stuff like that. They got an area called Obama. But on the flip side, when this game is bad, it's fucking bad. Some of the combat animations are janky. Not all of the story is interesting. It's also all over the place. I'm going to be honest. At the point of this fucking stream, for those unaware, I have 95 hours on this game and I still have not beat it. Naoe is still not an assassin. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened, Ubisoft. It kind of pisses me off because we always wanted this game to go to Japan and they just fumbled the ball. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's trash, but it's definitely a disappointment and I'm going to put it at the C tier. If you want to play it, I say get it when it's on sale. But this game is just so bloated. When it's good, it's good. But when it's bad, it's bad. It's just too much shit going on. And Ubisoft really needs to focus. Or I'm going to be honest. I sat here and thought about this before the stream. You know how I said last year I'm retired from Call of Duty because, or this year. Yeah, last year. I got to get used to 2026. Because they took it off a game. Well, it's still on Game Pass, but they're charging $30 a month. And I'm not paying that. It might be time to retire from Assassin's Creed. I ain't gonna hold you, man. This was a disappointment. Not terrible, but it was definitely a disappointment. So I'm gonna put it at the C tier. I beat it after over 100 hours. It's very fair. Next we got Dynasty Warriors Origins. I briefly played this game. I'm gonna be honest. It's a C tier too. They switched it up with the closer camera and the combo system, but it's still Dynasty Warriors. You're just slashing a bunch of shit. Also, the camera was kind of all over the place. I didn't really like it. I think I'm just kind of at a point where I'm like, I've had enough Dynasty Warriors. It's been going on since the PS2 era. Yeah, this is another game. Get it on a Steam sale. If you just want to beat up thousands of enemies, get it. But I mean, it's fucking Dynasty Warriors, man. I don't see the woke tier. That's not gonna happen. Kazaa, the first berserker. Y'all ready for the first controversial take? I'm gonna put this at the A tier. I'm gonna put it at the A tier. This was one of my favorite games this year. Yeah, you know what, Wise? I agree with you. It's a low A. If honestly, if I could put it somewhere between an A and a B, I would. It's like an A minus. It's a low A, but I'm gonna give it the A for the simple fact that the first half of this game is fucking strong as shit. And I think for the sequel, if they make another one, they might have a masterpiece on their hands. In the second half of the game, it became really open world and it kind of dragged on. There wasn't enough enemy variety, but the first half of this game was fucking solid. And even in the second half of the game, at bare minimum, the entire game had some of the best boss fights of the year. I love the art style, and the parry mechanic in this game is the best parry mechanic that I've played in an action game since Sekiro. I would say the developers of this game really have something here. They have something here. If they just clean it up a little bit and they drop a sequel, this can move up to the S tier. If you have not, this game, in my opinion, should have been nominated for best action game at the Game Awards. I really enjoyed this game. I definitely think you should try it out if you're looking for something to play. Good music too. Good music. Next we got South of Midnight. This is tough. It's somewhere between here and here. I'm gonna give it to B. I'm gonna tell you why. This game got a lot of hate because the gameplay was repetitive, and I do agree the combat was it was elementary. It was a pretty straightforward button masher. But that being said, this game had some of the best art of the year. It had easily some of the best music of the year, and it had one of the best stories of the year. The ending, if you were in the streams and you caught the ending to this game, the ending to this game kind of pissed me off. Like, the villain was fucking crazy. I think if they put a better combo system in here, yeah, the voice acting was great too. If they put a better combo system in this game, if they make a sequel, it could easily go up to an A or an S. This is a solid game that's on Game Pass that I feel like a lot of people honestly just hated it because it was a black ass game. I'm gonna be honest, man. Next one. Come on, man. Expedition 33. I said back in April when I played this game, this is game of the year. Until I see something different, I don't see it being beat. I'm gonna be honest. Indie title, one of the best looking games of the year. This game scratched the itch for what I've been looking for. One of my favorite RPGs of all time is Legend of Dragoon on the PlayStation 1. And since then, we haven't seen an RPG that used similar mechanics like that. This is the first RPG that I feel like borrowed from Legend of Dragoon and built upon it. The story was immaculate about, trauma and the cycles and the emotions that you go through. The boss fights, straight cinema. I cared about all the characters, the Picto system, very deep. This game, if you have not played it, it feels like a mix between Legend of Dragoon, Paper Mario, and like Yu-Gi-Oh! And the reason I bring the Yu-Gi-Oh! Part up is my girl's been playing it, and she says she really likes it because she's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fiend, and she's like, the Picto system is kind of like that with the cards. And I was like, you know what? I never thought of it, but I was like, yeah. I was like, the Picto system really is like different magic cards that give you different strategies and shit like that. This is my favorite game that I've played since Elden Ring in 2022. In my opinion, this is a top 100 game. Ethos on the podcast said he put it in his top 25. I don't know if I'm ready, because I don't want to get caught up in the moment. I don't know if I'm ready to put it in my top 20, top 25. I got to let it marinate for a few years. But what I will say is, it's my favorite game that I've played since Elden Ring. I would put it in my top 100. And I bought the vinyl, and the vinyl was $150. That shit hurt my wallet. I'm not gonna lie. The music was immaculate. I mean, I've gushed about this game enough. This is one of those games, if you do not like turn-based RPGs, you might like this one because it's interactive. You have to be locked in the entire time you play. So I'm gonna give it the first S tier to Expedition 33. remove the story from the game and it's still great from a gameplay standpoint. Facts. It hit on all cylinders. It hit on all cylinders. The only thing I can knock on this game from what I remember the parkour being a little janky. It's like little things they could have cleaned up, but I said it on the podcast. If you haven't heard it, in my opinion, I feel bad for the developers of this game because in my opinion, they dropped the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. They dropped the classic album for their first album. It's going to be hard to follow that up, but I look forward to seeing what they do. The parry and block wasn't always perfect as well. What do you mean? I thought you liked BG3. I did. I would put BG3 behind this. You gotta keep in mind it's a new time. Okay, I would say when it was just Elden Ring and BG3 was my favorite game since Elden Ring, but I would put Expedition 33 above BG3. I would put BG3 as a strong third though. I'd move it back a little bit. I wish it had a mini map though. I can see that. It's like little things they could clean up. I think there's wiggle room to improve. You said Miseducation, whatever you consider to be a classic album. I think they dropped a classic album, and I think it's really corny. Some of the narrative people are trying to push. People have been really mad that it won so many awards. I think it's very rare that we see a studio drop their first game and it's this good, especially in this era where people bitch and complain about the state of video games and how shit is dead. And then a fire one comes along. It's a new studio and people try to shoot it down because it won a bunch of awards. Oh, and it had an AI wallpaper that they patched out. You niggas is corny, bro. You niggas is corny. What am I ranking? My favorite games of 2025. All right, moving on. I don't want to gush about it too much because I know y'all gonna say I'm glazing. Although y'all swear I hate everything, niggas gonna swear I'm glazing. Fatal Fury. So Fatal Fury, for those unaware, is one of my favorite fighting games from like the 90s, early 2000s. And I was looking forward to this when they announced it. But then the game came out and nobody bought it. Like first week, it had like 1,000 people on the server. I think it got like 25 now. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just not paying $70 to play a game where I can't find no online matches. So I didn't play it. I wanted to play it, but it kind of died on arrival. I think it won best game, fighting game. So maybe it'd have like a resurgence at Evo, but like it doesn't have a strong community right now. I'm gonna put it at wanted to play, but lag time type shit. 276 players are on right now, bruh. Yeah, I'm just not paying $70 for a fighting game where it's hard to find a match. I'm not doing it, man. For those unaware, contrary to what some people think, because a lot of people like to call you a corporate shill when you have a different opinion than them, I buy 80 to 90% of my games still. So like, I'm just like y'all, and I'm not rich. I cannot be buying everything. That's just the God honest truth. I do get the advantage. I do get to write them off on my taxes, but that doesn't change the fact that I still have to budget. I can't buy every goddamn thing. But anyways, next game, Doom, The Dark Ages. This was a game I was looking forward to going into the year. But unfortunately, it got lost in the shuffle. It was too many games coming out, bruh. It was too many games coming out. And you know what it is? I think I didn't prioritize this one because when the reviews came out, and then also I have a couple of the homies on the podcast played it. They were all like, the last one was better. It's okay. It kind of turned me off. I think I was in the middle of playing Expedition 33 and something else. And this one kind of just got lost in the shuffle. So I wanted to play it, but I didn't really have time. Then the reviews didn't sell me. Because I'm not going to lie, I'll pivot. If a game getting nothing but 10s, I want to see what the fuck going on, bro. I want to see. But it didn't. And it kind of got lost in the shuffle. It was just so many amazing games coming out this year. So I'm not saying it was bad. It was just I didn't have the time for this one. Elden Ring Night Rain. I will say this one surprised me. I'll give it a B. I had no expectations for this. I love Elden Ring, the base game, but I do not like roguelites. And when they announced this was going to be like a roguelike or light or whatever the fuck you call it, I was kind of like, I don't really like games like that. But it pleasantly surprised me. And not just because it's a co-op game that you play with your friends, but it was a fun challenge. I like the different classes. The only reason I don't think I put it at, I don't think it would ever got an S from me. The only reason I think I didn't put it at an A tier for me is I think they took a little too long to drop new content. When the game first came out, they were trying to make it seem like it was going to have a constant influx of new things for people to do. But I feel like within the first 2 weeks, pretty much everybody finished the game. And then it was a while before it was a new content drop. It kind of lost momentum. And then I kind of didn't care by the time it came back around. But it's a good game. I think it's a good game to hop into with your friends if you never played a Souls before. It's a lot more fast paced, especially with the way you can climb and stuff like that, and the synergy. It's solid. It's a solid. I'll give it a B. Dark Ages was like God of War Ragnarok. It didn't hit as good. I feel that. Next one, we got Mario Kart World. I don't have a Switch because I'm poor. I don't got a Switch 2. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a Switch 2, so I have no opinion on this. I know a lot of people. This is not my opinion, but this seems to be the internet's opinion. This game was a disappointment. The main thing they were touting is the open world, and a lot of people were saying there's nothing to do in it. So after that, it just becomes Mario Kart 8 DLC. What up, Junes? But I didn't play it, so I don't have any crazy opinion on it because I'm poor. This is not a game. The next one I want to go over, this one's not a game. But I wanted to talk about the Switch 2 hardware as a whole. That's what this image represents. I wanted to talk about the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. And if I had to grade, although I'm poor and I don't own a Switch 2, from the outside looking in the club, I gotta give the launch of the Switch 2 a C. I'm a hardcore gamer. I'm 35 years old. I've been gaming my whole life, 30 plus years. This is probably the first console where like, I'm not itching to get it. I'm not gonna lie. And to take it a step further, if they didn't own the Dusk Bloods as an exclusive, I don't know when I would get a Switch 2. I'm gonna be honest. There's just nothing on the platform right now that's super enticing for me. Mario Kart World didn't interest me. I'm not the biggest Mario Kart fan. Metroid looks kind of desolate. It also doesn't look like it was worth that 15-year wait. Donkey Kong Bonanza, it looks okay. It looks good. But that frame rate was dropping. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not paying $400 for a new console. I pop it in and the frame rate going below 30 and shit. So Donkey Kong, I'd probably get it eventually, but I'm just not itching to get it. It's kind of been a lackluster. It feels like, I can see why you feel that way. It kind of feels like Nintendo is definitely on cruise control. I need Nintendo, as a Nintendo kid who grew up a Nintendo kid, I need Nintendo to turn up this year and next year. We need the bangers. And I'm hoping it's Dust Bloods. So like just grading the launch, kind of lackluster. I knew I was getting old when I walked past the Switch 2 at Costco and I didn't feel the need to buy it. I was like, eh. Yo, shout out to Wardrock with the sub. Appreciate it. $400 hand warmer. Shadow Generations, the Sonic and Shadow Generations. For those unaware, they re-released Sonic Generations with new DLC that's got shadow levels in it. I ain't play this shit. I wanted to, but I didn't have time. I am gonna assume it's at least a B or an A because it's based off Sonic Generations. And to be fair, S tier, we found the Sonic fan. To be fair, Sonic Generations is one of the last few Sonic games that I genuinely enjoyed. So it probably is good. I just didn't have time to play it. It wasn't a priority for me. So I'm going to put it at wanted to play it, but I lacked the time. It was a cool C. Yeah, it was hard to justify that price, and then there was a lack of time or whatever. Did I see the PlayStation ROM hack key shit? Yeah, I did. We'll talk about that next week. Wasn't a lot of news, but we'll talk about that next week. Next is Dune Awakening. This one's weird. This is that new MMO that they put out for Dune. I feel like this game came out and nobody's talking about it. I'd put this between I wanted to play it, but I lacked time, but also I wasn't really that interested. You know, it's kind of hard to explain. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I would have played it, maybe not, nigga. I don't know. Like, I would put it that it wasn't interested. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like, MMOs are such a time sink, and the gameplay didn't look interesting enough to where I'm like, I want to invest some time in it, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, we're going to play that one off stream, chat. We're going to play that one off. Did anybody in chat play it? Anybody got an opinion on it? Yeah, I think about it. The next one is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is probably going to piss some people off. And this is why I put this parentheses here, okay? I'm going to put it in the wasn't interested category. But I'm not saying it's a bad game. I know this is S tier for a lot of you, but me personally, I'm not into knights and elves and and princesses and shit like that. It's not I don't like the medieval shit like that. It's not my cup of tea. So I'm not gonna call it trash. I just wasn't interested. It was a skip for me. I'm gonna be honest. Bro had to have the disclaimer because motherfuckers not gonna understand no matter how you explain it. So I gotta let people know I'm not calling it trash. I can recognize when something is not for me. Sometimes there's an exception. Like I like The Witcher 3, but usually I'm just not into that medieval shit. It's not I'm more of a space kind of guy, you know. Speaking of space, Mind's Eye is probably the worst game that came out this year. This nigga said S tier. It's probably the worst game that came out this year. All right, so here's what we're gonna say about Mind's Eye. I've said on this stream plenty of times, I feel like people use the term trash, slop, cringe way too much for things that they don't like. Like, you see how I said Kingdom Come Deliverance is not a bad game, it's just not for me? I wish people would do that more for other games. But if there was one game this year that deserved to be dunked on, I approve of it. Mind's Eye is an objectively bad game. It's probably the worst game this year. And it's for a multitude of reasons. The story made no sense. The gameplay was hella generic. It was buggy, glitchy, frame rate dropping. That is an objectively bad game that earned the title, fuck this game. So if you want to shit on it, I'm cool with it. But my opinion has always been, if a game is functional to a certain level, you can't call it trash. You got to say it's not for you. And I wish people would understand that, but this is an objectively bad game. You said, is it better than COD? No, Black Ops 7 is better than this shit. I didn't like the combat in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah, I think that's why I wasn't interested in it too. Like the slow swinging with the swords and stuff, it just didn't interest me. Even if I got this game for free, I'm gonna still feel scammed. Yeah, I'm not playing it. Rematch. I put that in. I wanted to play it, but I lacked the time. This came out at the wrong time. I think I was playing some other single player game. I know this game had a moment this year. It looked fun. It looked like it was a good game. But unfortunately, now that I do have free time, I can't play it because the game is kind of dead. Last I checked, there was like less than 1,000 people on the server on Steam. So it's kind of like I missed the boat, but I'm going to say it looked from the eye test. It looked like a good game. I'm not saying it's bad. I just didn't have the time to play this one. What I did have time to play is the BBL space game, Mecha Warrior. Mecha Warrior, I'm going to put it to C. This is a great game for broke ass gooners that got a gaming PC. If you don't know what Mecha Break is, it's a robot mech Gundam type of game. You make your own custom mech suit and your own custom war pilot, and you can give her a BBL or him. The game is fast paced. The action is fun. It just didn't hold my attention, but I mean, it's free to play. If you're looking for something to play, it's worth trying. I would say there's definitely some fun to be had here, but the optimization could be a little bit better. So I'm gonna put that at the C tier. Mecha Gooners. Ethos liked it. I liked it. I just don't love it. That's all. It's all right. A C, I can't stress enough. A C is passing, guys. A C is passing. As I said, there's fun to be had here, and it's free to play. What else we got? Oh, in the fuck this game category, we're gonna add College Football 26. This is a game. To be fair, I didn't play it. But I don't need to play it. I know this shit is ass because this shit came out and I swear to God, nobody was talking about it. Not even the ball and gun gamers. And the only reason I'm even bringing this shit up is because last year I told you niggas, hold on, let me put my shit on. I told you niggas this shit was gonna happen. I told you last year, well, not last year, 2 years ago, when College Football 25 came out, I said, this is cool. But I said, the real challenge is the next year when College Football 26 come out. What they gonna do to innovate the franchise because they trying to milk it. I feel like a lot of y'all failed to understand the reason you loved College Football 25 is because you missed it. There was space to miss it. But when it becomes annual, it's a different thing. And I remember when this game came out, people was like, this is the same shit. Matter of fact, they took features out. Yeah, now you got another Madden. You said 26. I didn't know that shit came out. Exactly. Nobody talked about this shit. That's how you know it's ass. I have a couple friends that have the game and they didn't like this shit at all. So that's where I'm getting my info from. This was a disappointment. Fuck this game, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, this is probably gonna be I didn't add Madden in here, but I just wanted to bring this up to show you that EA was gonna fumble the bag per usual. The next I got Tony Hawk 3+4, the remake. I'll give that a B tier. First of all, it's a remake, so I mean, but if you never played Tony Hawk, this is a great way to play it. Fun action skating game. It's free on Game Pass. You get 2 games with 3 and 4. They added some quality of life features. It has online voice chat. It has a really good community in there. When I was playing the game, I was talking to everybody in this, and people be talking on there. I think Tony Hawk 3+4 is for the gamer that come home from work and just wants a chill game, wants to grind the rails, hit some kick flips and stuff like that. And just chill out. It's a good arcade fun game. You said way better than Skate. And by the way, he's not wrong. This is the best skateboarding game of the year. We gonna get to Skate later. In the fuck this game category, we're gonna go with Hunter x Hunter Nin Impact. If you don't know what that is a fighting game based on the anime. It was a tag fighter with a budget of $700,000. I said on stream when they first announced it and they said their budget was $700,000, I said this game is... And I was right. When it came out, it was ashy, netcode issues. Hardly anybody's playing it. It's about 32 people on the server right now. Niggas was like, this shit gonna be an Evo. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know why this game exists. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel bad for the Hunter fans because it's a great anime. You guys deserve better. This was not it. If you knew the budget wasn't there, just cancel the fucking project, bruh. This, in my opinion, is anime slop. Yo, shout out to Radio Raheem with the sub. Appreciate it. Donkey Kong Bonanza. You know what section that's going in. I don't have a Switch 2. I'm poor. I don't have a Switch 2. I'm poor. I can't afford everything, but what I will say is if there's one game that came out last year for the Switch 2 that slightly tempted me, it was Donkey Kong Bonanza. I do have a bias towards platformers. I love kid platformer games. I love silly games where you're just jumping around hitting shit. Turn your brain off, have fun. Real charming, colorful. But I honestly think I would have got a Switch 2 if I didn't watch the reviews. When I watched the reviews, the game looked good, but the frame rate was dropping like a motherfucker. When I seen the frame rate dropping, I said, because you have to understand, and this is why I'm a little worried about the Switch 2. You have to understand, the Switch 2 has been out for 6 months, and one of your launch titles can't even maintain a solid frame rate. What the fuck is gonna happen 5 years? No, fuck 5 years, 2 years down the road. We might have another Switch 1 on our hands where we're getting terrible ports and even first party games that aren't running well, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Bro, I gotta be honest, there's no way that Gacha Coochie game is gonna be good. Hey, let some gameplay drop. Let some gameplay drop first, man. Can you play it on other platforms allegedly? Allegedly, maybe. I don't know. You might be able to play it. In terms of disappointments, I'm gonna go C tier for Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. I want to put fuck this game, but it's not the worst game I've ever played. So I'm gonna give it a C tier. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers goes to the C. It is a Souls-like game that came out on the Game Pass coming out of China. This is one of the weakest Souls-like games I've ever played. And I'm gonna be honest, if you want a Souls game from last year, please play Kazaa. This game is great. This game was super janky from an animation standpoint. The story didn't make any fucking sense to me. Frame rate was dropping a little bit. And then also I just didn't like the mechanics. I felt like I was forced to play a certain type of way. It was just really unpolished. It was really unpolished. If you have Game Pass, try it out, but I would not pay $70 for this game. At most, get it on sale. You said it's Dark Souls 1. It's that type of janky? Yeah, and that's not for me. Elden Ring spoiled me, so it's not for me. But I'll be fair. It's not the worst thing I ever played. There's some redeeming qualities here. There's some fun to be had here, but I'm not putting it above a C. Kazaa did drag in the end. I agree. It did. And that's why I put it at the A. If it didn't drag, I feel like if they would have cut some of the fat out in Kazaa, it might have been S tier. Next is Mafia: The Old Country. I wasn't interested. I would say at the beginning of 2025, maybe late 2024, I would have put it in the interested category. But I lost interest when the gameplay and the reviews dropped. And the gameplay looked like the most generic third-person bullshit that I've ever seen. And people were gassing it because they went to the old country. I'm like, bro, this looks like boring Uncharted. I heard the story's fire, but I'm a gameplay first type of person. So I just skipped it. I'm not saying it's bad. I wouldn't pay $70 for this. I would not pay $70 for this. But I see a lot of y'all, the people that are playing it, a lot of y'all are saying C. So it seems like my assessment is probably on the dot. Talking to the NPCs in Wu Chang felt like such a waste of time. Ding, 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 ding. Ooh. Going in the fuck this game category, Gears of War Reloaded. Oh, it pains me. It pains me to do this. If you are new to my content, I'm a Gears head, man. I grew up in them Gears of War lobbies, man. I used to crab walk. I used to glitch in rank matches to troll. If you remember in Gears of War, the way it worked is you would fight a round, and then when the round would end, both teams would meet in the menu, and you could talk to each other for like 30 seconds going into the next round. I was the guy shouting out all types of bullshit, talking shit, getting my shit off for 30 seconds before we get into the next round. I was heavy. I played rank. And this was disappointing. The Gears Reloaded remake was disappointing because it is a remaster of a remake. It's a remaster of a remaster, something like that. They already remastered it on the last gen of Gears of War 1. They did it again and updated the visuals again. But the gunplay was terrible. The Gnasher, it was inaccurate. It wasn't punchy. When you get an active reload and you hit somebody with a Gnasher, if you're close range, they should blow up, especially on a headshot. It was a lot of people just running through your Gnasher. That shit pissed me off. I was like, nah, I'm good off that. The wall bouncing felt really stiff. And you know this game is terrible because for those unaware, modders have made a free version of Gears of War 3 and they released it on PC. I'm trying to get into that shit. They closed the registration and I've been seeing it on my For You page and everybody is saying this shit is fire. It is way better than this Gears Reloaded. There is a free version of Gears of War 3 with online, and it's got 100 characters, all the weapons, all the skins totally free. I don't know how legally they're getting away with it, but I won't complain. Yeah, Delta, Gears of War Delta. You have to go through, if you want to sign up for it, search Gears of War 3 Delta, and you'll be able to join their Discord, and you can. They closed the registration because their servers are getting hit really hard, but it's good. It's good. Why won't they let TV let me in? But this was a disappointment, man. Avowed is next. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't interested. This game, not only was I not interested, did anybody play this shit? Did anybody care? Did anybody, what's the word on Avowed? You put Avowed in the fuck this game category. This game never interested me. It's kind of adjacent to the medieval shit. It's so like, I was like, not my cup of tea. I forgot about it. It came out. I tried and it wasn't for me. Okay. I put it in and wasn't interested. I'm not saying it's bad. I just was like, I don't really want to play this shit. A long ass RPG. What is this? Kirby? What's the not Kirby Air Riders? There was 2 Kirby games that came out. Who cares? I don't got to switch. Matter of fact, let's throw both on there. Kirby, whatever, and then Kirby Air Riders. We're gonna put both Kirby games that came out on the I don't have a Switch 2 because I'm poor. I know they reviewed well, but I couldn't play them because I don't have a fucking Switch. So a Switch 2. So what do you want me to do? I'll just put them there. Next one is Metal Gear Solid Delta, which was a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I've never played Metal Gear before. So this was my first Metal Gear, and a lot of people said it's the perfect place to jump in because it's in terms of chronologically, it's the first game in the series. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out, and I would put that at the B tier. I enjoyed this game. But I feel like graphically it's great. It ran well. I feel like when the game hits, it hits. But when it was bad, I will say. I feel like there's certain mechanics in this game that didn't age well, specifically certain elements with the camera. I'm not gonna lie, I also hated that river boss fight with the floating ghost. That gimmick bullshit ass boss fight. But the ending was fire. It was fucking silly. And I will say what this game taught me is I understand why people are fans of Kojima. I do think y'all glaze him a little too hard, but this game had a lot of charm to it. I enjoyed that final boss fight with the flowers and shit. Like, it was cool, but the camera was rough. I think if they would have cleaned up the camera, I might have moved it up to an A. But if you've never played Metal Gear before, I would say get it on sale. This is a good game. This is a good game that I did enjoy for the most part. Oh my, hella backseaters too. Yeah, y'all niggas in the Metal Gear community are fucking backseaters like a motherfucker, bruh. Oh, this one's about to piss people off. I know. The game was hand drawn. It didn't have any of that AI slop like Expedition 33, but I don't care. I wasn't interested. I don't care about Silksong. I don't. It looks like a good game. It does, but I don't care. I don't care. You can't make me care. But if you guys enjoyed it, you know, more power to you. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put Hades in here, I think. Same, I don't care either. It's another metric. Yeah, and you know what it is? I believe y'all when y'all say it's a good game. It's just I've played so many Metroidvanias. Like, I can only play one every once in a while now. But I believe y'all when y'all say it's a good game. I'm not saying it's bad. I just wasn't interested. Also, we didn't even know. I think another problem with Silksong too, I would have been more inclined to play Silksong if it had a definitive release date. Let's not act like we didn't know when Silksong was coming out until 2 weeks before it came out. Me personally, I would like to be able to plan when I play my games. And it was kind of hard to plan for this one in terms of the schedule and the budget. So it is what it is. But looked all right. All right, NBA 2K26, you know, S tier, baby. No. All right, 2K26. All right. I know I'm about to piss off the Silksong fans. I'm about to piss y'all off more with 2K. Y'all know I'm the first one to talk about this nigga Ronnie 2K's wig. Y'all know I'm the first one to wage war on the microtransaction. But if my parents taught me something, it's that it's bad karma to lie on people. And I'd be a liar if I didn't admit that I did not have fun this year on 2K. I know. This is the most 2K I've probably played in the last 5 years. We played for like a solid 3 months almost every night. Usually within the first 2 weeks, I quit 2K. A month max. It got 3 months out of me. We was grinding. We was playing ranked. We were playing the Proving Grounds. I think this is one of the best 2Ks that they've released in a while, and I think the only thing that's holding it back from being an A tier is obviously the microtransactions. Although I felt like they were more generous with the VC this year. I think the main thing that's holding them back is they haven't done anything about the cheaters. They listened to the community and they made it to where you can green anything as long as you're within the green window. But the problem is it enabled cheaters with scripts, and they haven't been banning the cheaters. And because of that, the community continues to fuck the game over, and it's ruining the lava. That's the main thing I see people complaining about. It's ruining the fun for everybody. But I'm not going to sit up here and lie and act like this wasn't a fun 2K to me. I had fun with it. You can disagree, but you know. You got the Liza P DLC? I don't. You know what? We could add that. Let's see. Liza P. What was it called? Overture? Good call. I forgot about that shit. What's that? We need a good image. There we go. And then also, we'll do Hades too. I forgot that. I realized. DLC counts. We'll count it because it was 20 hours. I'll count it. Yeah, dude. Where are we going? How do I add the images? Oh, here we go. All right. So we'll do Liza P. And then we'll also add Hades too. Since you brought it up, I'm going to go ahead and put that at the A tier. Liza P Overture DLC was one of my favorite experiences of this year. I was stressed out, but I had fun. I ain't gonna lie. It was a fun, that final boss fight pissed me the fuck off. I'm not gonna lie. That was one of the hardest boss fights that I've had to beat, probably since Radon, but we still overcame it. The art style was fire. The new weapons were fire. That gunblade was fire. The way you could combo with that shit. I enjoyed the story. It was optimized. It was 20 hours, so it was meaty. Pause. You said scripts. Yeah, with the Zen, that's how people cheat. They can do auto greens and stuff like that. But I have fun with it. It gave me more of what I wanted, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to see the company behind this game is named NeoWiz. They have confirmed they are working on Lies of P2, and they're also working on another Souls game as well as some other game. They're working on 3 games basically. I'm excited to see what NeoWiz has to offer, because one thing I will say, although as much as I love Lies of P, we can't front like it doesn't borrow a lot from Bloodborne. That's what people were calling it, Bloodborne Jr., right? When the first one came out. I'm curious to see what NeoWiz does when they start from scratch, right? When they have a blank canvas and they just paint their own picture. But for now, I really enjoyed this. If you didn't play the DLC, it's worth playing. The boss fights were amazing. Man, people was getting in the chat like, you still playing this? Get on my fucking nerves, bro. Is Sparking Zero here? Fuck that game. Borderlands 4. I want to be fair and give it a C, but I also want to be a dickhead and say fuck this game, and I think I'm going to put on fuck this game. We've been waiting a long time for a new Borderlands, and that shit was mid, bruh. It was kind of more the same. Story was whatever. But more importantly, the game was unoptimized. The game was unoptimized dog shit. It took me like 20 minutes to get into a fucking co-op session with my friends. Mind you, Borderlands is all about the co-op. It took like 20 minutes to get into the co-op because, for those unaware, in order to get the crossplay to work, you have to go on Borderlands website and sign up for an account, wait for them to send you the code, and the system is really slow. It's not automatic. I had to hit the button multiple times for them to send me the fucking code so I can log in. It took like 20 minutes to finally get into a session with my friends. We played for about 10 minutes and the shit crashed. Uninstalled. And then on top of that, the CEO of Gearbox, the makers of Borderlands 4, came out, Randy Pitchford, and was like, well, if you don't think our game runs well, why don't you try making your own game? All right, well, fuck you, nigga. How about that? So you're going in the fuck you category. Buy this game at your own risk, because I don't know if they fixed it or not. And speaking of fuck you, let's go ahead and put Skate on there too. Yeah, I know you niggas mad. We're getting into it. We're getting active. We're getting active. Skate's going in the fuck you category too. I told y'all this shit was going to be grade A ass, and y'all didn't listen. Article after article after article after article leading up to this game for the past year and a half only talked about what things you can buy in the store, what kind of shirts and skateboards you can get. They never talked about the game modes, the gameplay, what they're going to do new. They only talked about monetizing the game. And then on top of that, they released it in an unfinished state. Guys, EA is a $55 billion company that released an unfinished early access game. This is where I got to get on you, the consumer. You cannot say you are sick of the business practices in gaming and then actively participate in it. I don't care if this shit was free. We shouldn't have been playing it. And at bare minimum, if you played it, you shouldn't have been buying shit. You should have made them finish the fucking game. The game came out. Who's talking about this shit? Who's talking about Skate anymore? I told y'all this shit was gonna happen. And this is coming from somebody who, I love Skate back in the day, but the writing was on the wall. You got to keep in mind the EA of today is not the EA of yesterday. That's why I'm scared about these rumors about them potentially bringing back Fight Night. I love Fight Night, but this is not the EA of 2005. I can see a world where Fight Night come out and I got to pay $5 for the blue punching gloves. I'm not doing that, dude. I'm not doing that. Skate came out. All I saw was clips of niggas rolling around like Sonic the Hedgehog. Man, why the fuck would I play Skate when a Sonic game came out this year? I know they got a teammate just not done. They got a roadmap. Man, fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that shit. I'm not playing it. Next. Free to play slop. That's in a world where we throw around a slop way too much. This was free to play slop, bro. Dying Light the Beast. Wasn't interested. It looked like a good game. I'm gonna be honest. It looked like a good game. From what I hear, everybody in the chat that played it, y'all say y'all like it. I just wasn't interested. I wasn't interested. I have no other take other than that. I'd rather skate in real life. Yeah, I'd rather go outside and twist my ankle on a skateboard than play this shit, nigga. It was a B for me. I feel like from the general consensus online, most people are saying that it's like a B, but I wasn't interested in it. Next up is Silent Hill F. I'm gonna put that at the A tier. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put it at the A tier. But what I will say about Silent Hill is it is a very niche game. It's not for everybody. It's a little bit slower pace. It's a horror game. But the story was interesting. The combat could be better. I think that's why I wouldn't put it at the S tier. And another reason I put it at the A is because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not knocking points for it, but just in case you are interested in this game, the puzzles are real brain blasts. Real mind-bending ass puzzles. Yeah, I played it on stream. The puzzles are rough. This game is not for everybody, but it is a good game with a very unique story. Great atmosphere, sound design, beautiful visuals. But I'm letting you know right now ahead of time. Usually I'm pretty good with puzzles, but even there were some moments where I was fucking stomped. I'm not gonna lie. It got them type of puzzles where you might have to go on YouTube. And I'm not gonna knock it for you. I'm not gonna knock it for you. Knock you though. Nah, not Ragnarok. Ragnarok's puzzles were annoying. They weren't hard. Ragnarok's puzzles were annoying because they always came at the worst time and you just weren't in the mood to do that shit, bro. But they weren't particularly hard. If your IQ's low, you will struggle. You will struggle. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I'll put that at the B tier. I did play this a little bit. I got it. I did play it a little bit. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with it, but I'll give y'all one. It's a good game. It's better than Mario Kart. I'll tell you that much. I've always thought Sonic Racing was underrated. Also, they continue to support the game afterwards. It's fun. It's beautiful. It's on every platform. Cross play. Decent price. You said not worth the price, in my opinion. If you like kart racers, that's where I would disagree. I think kart racing is a more niche thing. I think the people who are playing it are gonna be on it. But yeah, I'm not super into kart racing. The same thing with Mario Kart. So like, I'm not gonna get a lot of bang for my buck out of it. Luckily, I got this one for free, so I was able to try it out. But I didn't really feel the need to stream it. I was like, yeah, that's cool. But this is a fun family game. And to be fair to Sonic fans, you guys did get robbed at the Game Awards. It should have won Best Adaptation. Ghost of Yote. I'm gonna put that at the A tier. One of the best looking games of the year. Optimized. Enjoy the lo-fi mode. Combat's fire. My only knock on the game is I still feel like the parkour is kind of janky in comparison to Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the story was hella elementary. But from a production standpoint, this is what I will give Ghost of Yote is it is a top tier PlayStation. It's a top tier safe PlayStation exclusive. If you are a ball and gun gamer, this would probably be your game of the year. It'd probably be S tier because I've seen people say like that final fight where you guys are in the fire and shit like that. That blows ball and gun gamers' minds. They'd never seen shit like that. I think for me, though, I got a little bit of open world fatigue, mainly caused by this game. But to be fair to this game, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to say that because I have open world fatigue that it's a bad game. It's still a good game. It's just be aware it is very long. It is very meaty with the open world, but it's very well produced. I just think it's a little safe. And I'm going to be honest. I enjoyed it, but I don't want to see another Ghost game. Unless they find a way to drastically improve the formula, I don't want to see another game. I'm good. I have Feudal Japan fatigue. Yeah, these two games coming out at the same time, I don't think it was good. Ghost of Yote on console is the best console game I own. It is a really good looking game. Yakuza Like a Pirate, B tier. If you want a fun, silly RPG, this one genuinely surprised me, man. The combat's fire with the combo system. This is probably the funniest game of the year. There's some legit funny ass missions that I play in this game that legit made me laugh out loud. I was like, okay. I get it. This is my first Yakuza game that I ever played. I was only interested because I was like, why the fuck is the Japanese mafia pirates? I was just curious. It turned me into a fan. It's well optimized. Also, you get a lot of bang for your buck. Not only is it a long, fun action RPG, But then all throughout the city, they have like arcades sprinkled in that you can play on the machine. So you can play like Virtual Fighter and other old Sega games in there and stuff like that. A lot of Sega games are like that. You get a lot of bang for your buck. If you want a fun action game, this one's it. This one that'll make you fucking laugh. Would you say Shadows jaded your experience with Ghosts? And no, it was actually the opposite, because I took a break from Shadows and I went and ran through this, and then it kind of jaded me towards this. But then I had already had 75 hours. It was both, to be honest. It was both. 2 Feudal Japan games coming out at the same year, and I'm gonna be honest, they're very identical. I know it's gonna piss people off, but this game is this game with better graphics, better voice acting, just a better overall production. Ubisoft's poor, but it's the same Revenge is Bad story. But you put it at the A tier. I respect that. I respect that. This is a really fun game that I play on my off time. I play it off stream, not because it's bad, but I play it laying in the bed because I don't really care to play this on stream. It doesn't really get views like that, but I enjoy it. You should definitely try Judgment. The combat's fire like that. I'll catch it on a sale. I recommend it. It's very hard. I'm a stickler when it comes to comedy, and this game legitimately makes me laugh. Digimon Storytime, whatever that shit is called. What's that Digimon game called? You said S tier game. Ab, if you're asking Ethos and Ab, S tier. Me, I didn't play it. I wasn't interested. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't interested. I kind of got interested when I saw people hyping it up. I'm like, oh, what's the hype about? And then I realized it's another long ass 50-hour RPG, and I just can't do it, man. I can't do it, man. I think I got, when it comes to per year, I think I got about 3 to 4 RPGs in me per year. After that, I can't do it. And truthfully, as I get older, it might drop down to 1 or 2 RPGs. Oh Lord, 50 plus hours, man. Yeah, I'm just getting old. But in no way, shape, or form am I saying this game is bad. I just don't have I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Especially Yote really burned me out, man. RPG fatigue, man. Next up is a surprise. I did not think I'd like this game that much. I'm putting it at the S tier, which is funny because I feel like on social media right now, people are really ragging on this game. I feel like people are using the success of Arc Raiders to dunk on this game, but I've been enjoying Battlefield 6, bro. I play this game on and off stream. That's when I know I like a multiplayer game. I was grinding the weapons off stream. We play RedSec on stream. The game is optimized. It's full of cool things to unlock. The gunplay feels great. I ain't touched the story mode. I'm not going to touch it. I don't care. Frequent updates are coming. I would say if I had like a different category for like multiplayer game of the year, this would be my multiplayer game of the year. It just feels good. I'm enjoying it. It's not dead. We play it every night and we never find time. We never struggle to find fucking games, whatever game mode. So if you want a multiplayer game, I'd recommend Battlefield 6, man. The fucking, oh my God, the destruction when a building falls on you. Come on, man. That shit is great. I don't know how they well, I do know how they optimize it. Matter of fact, I might put it at S tier because you remember when Battlefield 6 first came out, the developers came out and said the only reason we were able to make Battlefield 6 destruction so amazing is because we didn't have to make it for the PS4. I might have to put it at the S tier just because Battlefield 6 developers said, fuck you PS4 primates. I might leave it there, chat. I might leave it there. I'm gonna think about it. I might move it back down. I'm gonna think about it. It's the chef kiss. It's fuck them PS4 niggas. Because you know what it is? I don't care. It vindicated what I've been saying for the past 2 years. I've been pushing an agenda and now developers are finally starting to speak out. You guys need to get off that PS4. We're trying to make better games, but we can't because you're playing on a TI-83. Is Call of Duty on there? I forgot. Oh, shit. Oh, no, I think I did put it. Where's it at? Yeah, I did. Black Ops 7. I put that at the wasn't interested. I'm not going to say fuck this game. Because to be fair, the COD heads who have been playing this game, from what I've seen, I ain't touched it, but from what I've seen on the outside looking in, COD fiends seem to like this game. They say it's better than Black Ops 6. I've seen a lot of people say Black Ops 7 is what Black Ops 6 should have been. It wasn't a big enough leap, but it's what it should have been. But I wasn't interested in it, bro. The moment Game Pass got bumped up to $30 a month, I was like, I'm not paying $30 a month to rent Call of Duty, and I'm not paying $70 for fucking Call of Duty, dude. Especially when there's gonna be a new one coming out. But TBH, if you would have been grandfathered in if you would have just stayed on your plan. Yeah, well, what happens when I can't afford it anymore and I got to turn it off for like a couple months? When I come back, they're gonna charge me $30 a month. It's the principle of the matter. It's fuck you, Microsoft. There's certain subscriptions I cut them off from time to time because I don't want to have 1,000 bills at once. Why do y'all want to rent more shit? I played 6 for like 2 weeks and don't want to touch 7. Shit's fucking crazy, man. Abusive relationship. I'm not gonna be in that abusive relationship. I heard the multiplayer. I heard it's decent. But I'm not trying to find out. It's Call of Duty. I ain't itching to miss it like that anyway. Pokemon Za. I don't have a Switch, so that's what it's going in. I heard it's decent, but I don't have a Switch 2. Although I know there's a version for the Switch 1, but I'm not gonna play it. If the best version is on the Switch 2, I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play the Switch 1 version that runs at 15 frames. No, thank you. So I'm just gonna put it in I don't have a Switch 2 category. What's y'all opinion on that? I feel like I didn't really see a lot of people talking about Za. The only person I seen talking about Za was Siggy. He seems to like it, but how do y'all feel about it? Are Pokemon fans fucking with it? Is it that Za or is it that Reggie? Let me know. It's a C, B. It's even worse. It's not a yearly Game Pass option. Ugh. A lot of people are saying CB. Okay. Next up we got Ninja Gaiden 4. That's going A tier. Thoroughly enjoyed this. Fun combo system. It's optimized. Beautiful game. The only thing I can knock on it is the camera was ass at times. And then the story was nonsensical. I don't know what the fuck was going on in the story. But the gameplay is so good. When you get in I'll say this about this game. When you get in a flow state with this game, you be doing the most badass shit. If you don't button mash and you really learn the inputs, because it has like FGC type inputs in it. When you learn those and you learn to string the weapons and the combos together, you feel like a total badass. But yeah, the story was nonsensical and then the camera was a struggle at times. It's a B, it's just grindy late game. I didn't find it to be grindy. The only reason I wouldn't put it at the S is because of the story and the camera, and then also the replay value. I feel like the only replay value this has is if you want to beat the game on the hardest difficulty. I didn't care to do that, but I enjoyed it. Because I'm a gameplay first type of person, and I want to be ninja. So I'll give it an A. Dispatch. Dispatch is next. I want to put it somewhere between an A and a B. Story was an A. Maybe even an S. Yeah, maybe even an S. But the gameplay was like a B or a C. I'll give it an A. The story was mid. I mean, the story was fire, but the gameplay was mid, so it kind of averages out to an A. I'll give it that. The ending was fire. The art was fire. The voice acting was fire. I like the decisions you got to make. The one thing I would knock on it is I didn't find the dispatch section to be the most fun. It was okay in short bursts, but at the end during that boss fight, it lasted a little bit too long. And then also, I didn't like that this game tried to promote Snow Bunny mind control. It was a little too much Snow Bunny mind control for me. I didn't like that shit, but I took the asexual playthrough. And I said that when I uninstalled the game. I think one way they can improve it is during the dispatch section. Add some mini games, like make it more interactive instead of just staring at a menu. Like I get that's the joke, but like it's a game, it's supposed to be fun. But the rest of it was pretty good. You were horrible at the gameplay sections, not gonna lie. Good thing this is my opinion and it's not about my skill level. What is this? What does this say? My top games of 2025, not which games was I most skilled at. That's another thing. Matter of fact, I'm about to drop it down to a B. You just reminded me another negative. The community, you niggas are annoying. I'm not gonna lie. The game that I was most backseated this year was actually Dispatch. I'm actually shocked by that. I did not know that there were, go pull up my playthrough on Hokage highlights of Dispatch, and it's just niggas making fun of my gameplay. I'm like, it's a choose your own adventure. I wasn't trying that hard. And I'm being 100% honest. I legitimately wasn't trying that hard. I like to play choose your own adventures and be a dickhead and press some buttons. But I played this game and niggas have to chat. Wrong decision. You didn't use the band-aid. It's not Elden Ring. It's a choose your own adventure. You're supposed to have fun. And that's what I'm talking about. That culture right there, a lot of y'all are ruining gaming for people. This MLG mindset, you want to be MLG in a choose your own adventure? Y'all niggas need to shut the fuck up, bro. I'm dropping it down to a B. I'm dropping it down to a B because the community, you guys are fucking annoying. You guys are winning the award for worst community of the year. I was like, this is the game niggas is trying hard. Even when I played Arc Raiders, which is perfect. Arc Raiders community was cool. You niggas, your leaders got some wild takes, but they cool. People teaching me how to learn how to play. But this community right here, like, some other shit, bro. Y'all can have that shit. Arc Raiders. I'm gonna put that at a B tier. I feel like most people will put it at an A or an S. I'm gonna put it at a B tier. I think the gameplay is solid. I don't think the gameplay loop is interesting enough for me. I think the most fun I have with Arc Raiders is the interactions with the community. So like when it's not there, the game kind of drags for me. When there's no trolling, it kind of drags for me. And then also it's fun to rob people, but it's not fun getting robbed. And I understand that's the gameplay loop. And that's why I said I'm a little bit biased when it comes to, extraction shooters. I just can't, it's hard for me to really dive into the extraction shooter genre. I don't like losing my loot. It's not fun to me. But that being said, I would put this in the category as it's not for me, but it is a good game. It is a good game. I'll give it that. It's just not for me. So I'll give it a B. I give it a B. I love looting and shooting. That's why I said it's not for me. Outer Worlds 2, it actually really breaks my heart. Outer Worlds 2 goes and I wanted to play it, but I lacked the time. Look how many fucking RPGs came out this year. 2025 was the year of the long ass RPGs. I loved Outer Worlds 1, but it's too many fucking long ass RPGs and it kind of got lost in the shuffle. I want to play it, but I'm going to add it to the Steam wish list, probably get it on sale or something like that. Outer Frame Rate 2, the frame rate was bad? Say it ain't so. Bruh, it's S tier. I was loving it. Okay. Yeah, I'll add it to the Steam wish list. I had zero problems with the frame rate. Damn, you say he got a PS4? Some of y'all niggas need to upgrade y'all PS4. So that's where I'd put that. Next one is Where the Wind Meets. This one's gonna piss some of you guys off. I would say the Dispatch community is the most annoying community this year. I would say Where the Winds Meet is probably number 2. And it's a strong number 1. It's a distant number 2. Where the Wind Meets goes in the category of fuck that game. For a multitude of reasons. If you didn't witness me when I streamed this game, if you want me to be 100% fair, the game is okay. It's like a 6 out of 10. But people were coming in my chat, gassing this shit up. I seen people talking about this game of the year. It's like a 6 out of 10 at best. And my issue with this game, it's not even the game, it's the fucking community. This game proved to me that you guys do like Souls-likes. You're not anti-Elden Ring, you're just anti-$70. Because this ain't nothing but some free-to-play diet Souls game that's janky as hell. The animations are janky. And also, this game, another reason I'm putting this in the fuck this category is, this game is a great example of how this shit is performative outrage. This game had one AI poster on the wall that they patched out. And motherfuckers is like, strip the awards, strip the awards. But then these same niggas right here are screaming, this should be game of the year. Where the Wind Meets is AI slop. That's AI slop for real. This game is full of AI NPCs that respond to you with AI prompts and shit. But niggas love this shit. This is why I said I don't take nothing seriously on the internet. Y'all are full of shit. Y'all were just mad. And what I'm saying, if it don't apply, let it fly. I'm not speaking to you specifically. I'm just speaking in general. People were upset. This one swept the awards because it was a great game, but then want to hype this shit up when this is actual AI slop. You guys will not be talking about this 6 months from now. Matter of fact, you're not talking about it now. This is a game for broke ass bitch ass niggas, bro. Get this shit out of my fucking face. Yeah, where the frauds meet. That's what we're gonna call that shit. Where the fraud, free to play slop. Fake outrage like always. This game is full of AI, man. That game is disgusting. Monster Hunter Worlds or Wilds. I'm gonna be honest, chat. This game was a disappointment to me. It was good, but it was a disappointment. I'm probably gonna piss off Watts and Ethos because they be playing it. This was my first Monster Hunter game that I dreamt. I'm surprised you don't have a Switch 2. Your takes are valid though. And I'll get one when the Dud Bless comes out or whatever that shit is. I'll get one this year probably. But Monster Hunter Wilds, I'll put that at a B tier. This is my first Monster Hunter game. I did enjoy the combat. I did enjoy hunting the monsters, but the performance on PC was terrible. The story was nonsensical and boring. And then I'm gonna be honest, I think for me, what turned me off for this game, and it's me misunderstanding and being ignorant about the series. I thought this was like Elden Ring, where like you would be fighting a bunch of different creatures. There was like 5 or 6 monsters in the base game. And then after that, you keep fighting them over and over until they eventually drop the loot that you want. I fought that mud hut monster. You know, that one that was hanging out in the oil, that bird that was hanging out in the oil and shit. I fought it like 10 times and never got the loot I wanted. I said, this is enough for me. I can't do it. It's like I was turning my brain off. If you like it, more power to you. But after the first run of defeating the monsters, I wasn't having fun. Like, I don't want to fight that lightning dragon 10, 15 times over and over. I want more enemy types. And to be fair, they have been updating it. But to me, it was just an okay game. This wasn't the one that sucked me into the Monster Hunter universe. What's the loop? Grind. The chat's not on the screen. Oh, you'll be all right, bro. Here, just for you, buddy. There you go. What else we got? Cloudheim. I give that a C. I briefly played this one on stream. If you don't know what it is, it's a co-op action RPG that's like a mix between Breath of the Wild and like, I don't know. It's like Breath of the Wild co-op, I'm gonna be honest, with no story. And you get to loot and shit like that. It's like $10 on Steam. It's cool. It's all right. I thought you banned who? Indie, yeah, Indie Breath of the Wild. At least you gave it a chance. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think the issue with this is it's an indie game. It's an early access, so like the online, it was a little laggy when I was playing with people. And then there's not a ton of content there. But what I will say about Cloudheim is there's a strong foundation. If you ever wanted to play Breath of the Wild co-op and like a dungeon hunter type of game, I had some fun with it, but the game isn't finished, so I give it a C. Let's see what else I got. Metroid Prime 4. I know it's available on the Switch one, but I'm not playing that game at 15 frames. So I'm putting this in the I don't have a Switch 2 category because I'm poor. I'll probably pick this up when I get a Switch 2 eventually. When I get a Switch 2, I'll probably get Dust Bloods, Metroid, and Donkey Kong to start off. But I don't have a Switch 2 right now, so I don't have an opinion. Other than you guys shouldn't be charging for music in the desert. But anyway, shout out to Taco Ninja with the sub. Appreciate it. Next, Fragpunk. I feel like this one was forgotten. This one might be controversial. I'm gonna put it at a B tier. If you don't remember Fragpunk was a free-to-play shooter that came out early 2025. I would describe it as a mix between Call of Duty and Valorant. I had fun with it. Me and Siggy, we played it for like a good 2 months. It had abilities. The shooting felt really good. I think what killed this game's momentum, because it was free to play, is it was published by NetEase, and NetEase is the same people who published Marvel Rivals. They released this right after Marvel Rivals, and I feel like they kind of cannibalized themselves, and they didn't really promote this because I don't think they expected Marvel Rivals to be so hot. And you know, while the iron's hot, you got to strike. So I felt like this game kind of got left behind, and then also they fucked themselves over because they launched it on PC and not console. Console came like 3-4 months later. So they kind of killed the momentum, but I'd be a liar to sit up here and say I didn't have fun with this game. There's some fun to be had, and it's free to play if you want to try it. I never heard about it. It's like a mix between Call of Duty and Valorant, and it's a fun mix. It's a fun mix. What about Splitgate 2? Nigga, fuck that game, bro. That shit dead. We gonna talk about that on Monday. That game died a third time. I don't know if y'all saw that. They've been posting the Steam numbers. Dead. But I'm gonna save that news for Monday. Fuck that game. Split Fiction, S tier, one of my favorite games of this year. I don't think that Split Fiction was better than It Takes Two. I think I like It Takes Two a little bit more, mainly because the story was very heartfelt and I think it had a good message there. I think the story was good here about, you know, it's an anti-AI story promoting like human writing and emotion and stuff. But what I will say is although the story, I would say Split Fiction story is like an A or a B, but the gameplay was S tier. The level design in this game was top tier. That's that section when you're riding the bike with your partner, and then one has to drive the getaway bike while explosions are going on, and the other one on the bike has to do a capacha, or however you pronounce it on the phone. When that moment happened in my head, I thought, oh, this is a game of the year contender. That was so fucking creative. So I'm gonna put it in the S tier. I personally would have nominated, I don't think it would have won. I would have still picked this. But I think personally at the Game Awards, it should have got nominated for Game of the Year over some of the other stuff that was there. But you know, to each his own. Everybody's list is different. Which reminds me, I didn't put Death Stranding 2 here. I didn't play it. So I mean, I don't know if y'all want me to put, it's gonna go on the didn't play Death Stranding 2. But my girl complained so much it was harder than It Takes Two. It was harder. But I think that was good though. I think that was good. It didn't bother me. Let me see. I saw the developers of Little Nightmares. They're coming out with a new co-op game this year. I might play that one on stream. It looked pretty good. Let's see. I forgot to put Death Stranding 2. I wasn't interested. That's gonna go in the wasn't interested. I don't have much to say there. I just don't want to be a UPS man. I don't want to be a FedEx man. I don't want to know what's going on with the baby, the space baby. I'm good. Yo, shout out to Creative Hysteria. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not interested about the space baby. Bleach Birth of Souls. You guys remember that game? Bleach Birth of Souls? That's going in the fuck this game category. Another Arena 3D anime fighter, guys. About 2 of you in the chat had the nerve to ask me if I was gonna play that shit. No, I'm not playing that shit, bro. I'm good off Bandai Namco Anime 3. I don't even care if it's decent. I don't want to play it. We played it already. Inzoi. If you guys remember, this was a competitor to The Sims. I was kind of interested in it, but I didn't have time, so I passed. But I heard this game has fell off though. People ain't really talking about it anymore. Temu Sims. When it was first announced, I was kind of interested because of the graphic style, but I lacked time, so that's why I didn't play it, to be 100% honest. But yeah, from the Sims community, they saying that shit fell off. And then the same thing with Hades 2. I'm not gonna lie, I just wasn't interested. I don't like roguelike games. I'm gonna be honest, it's my bias is the only reason I tried Elden Ring, Night Ring, because that's a roguelike. But I think I might try the Hades series if I ever get a Steam Deck. But right now, I was like, Elden Ring, scratch that itch for me. But I know a lot of people would say it's S tier, and I believe y'all. Maybe one day I'll try it, but I might add it to the Steam wish list, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite there yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, that would be my favorite games of the year so far. A lot of A and B tier games. I would say 2025 was a year of a lot of really good games with a handful of S tier games. I'd imagine some of y'all S tiers was a lot bigger. For me, I just didn't have time to get to everything. I'm only one man. I'm not IGN. I'm not GameSpot. So there's only so much time I have in the day. But it was a solid game year. I thought it was a solid year. I'm pretty sure some of y'all would move those up to S tiers, some of these. But I thought it was a good year for gaming. I enjoyed it. Yeah, we employed. Yeah. I got you. A lot of mid? Nah. In my opinion, mid starts at the C category. So there was a lot of B and up games. That's not mid. To me, in my brain, the way I'm grading it, a B would be like an 8 or higher. This would be like an 8.5 or higher. And this is at least a 9. So no, this year was not full of mid. It was full of really good games. It was full of good, solid games. You're not gonna get a year where every game is fucking generational. That's just not gonna happen, bro. Off topic, we're meant to hop in the shit and clutch you up for Legend of Dragoon. Come on, man. Legend of Dragoon is great. I'm gonna save this. I'll probably tweet it out later. Let's see. Top games 2025. So hopefully you guys enjoyed me talking about that shit. Too many 7.5 games. Yeah, like that would be like a 7.5 to me. Homie who said a lot of mid probably only plays ball and gun games because, right. You know, the funny thing too, that people be like, oh, it's a lot of mid. Statistically speaking, it's been proven that the average gamer only buys 2 games a year. If you are on that spectrum of people who are actually buying new games. So my thing is, if the average person is only buying two, like I can recognize I'm in a special case. This is my job, right? If you, the viewer, are only buying 2 new games a year that are $70 each, what does it matter? I gave you 3 S tier, 5 A, a bunch of B. Pick 2. You can't find nothing. And keep in mind, this is my opinion. A lot of you would probably put that at the S tier. Some of y'all would put this at the S tier. Like, these things are interchangeable. There's plenty of things to play. I don't understand. And even if you did have unlimited money, you don't have unlimited time. Y'all just be bitching to bitch. I think some of y'all are miserable. Man, don't tweet. We know they be on Twitter. I don't care. I'll mute a tweet, nigga.